used to climb trees when I was a little kid, and then I fell out of one. I didn't get hurt or anything. I just smashed all my Christmas presents. 3 years in a row. And that is what I get for reaching for the stars.
What is this elf on the shelf? If you're not good, the elf is gonna go back and tell Santa. We had something different when I was a kid. It was called Belt on the Shelf. And if you misbehave, that belt came flying off that shelf. It came to life.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
That's blocked. And picked up by Cincinnati out across the 46.
On a kick play, the ball was touched by the receiving team beyond the line and then recovered by the kicking team. As soon as they recover the ball, it is dead. We ruled on the field, it's Cincinnati's ball. First down.
Right in 10 left. Burrow, sideline. Chase, spin. There he goes. Jamar Chase, touchdown Bengals.
Ah, yes. Bengals beat my Cowboys last night. In the Christmas spirit, Kelly, we gave them a gift.
Okay.
We blocked a punt for them, but then we just gave it the ball right back.
Oh, isn't that nice of you?
Just felt like being Santa Claus last night, But, okay, congratulations to all the Bengals fans, Doug Johnson, Mike out there,
Sport.
Well, I mean.
How about you?
It's not like we were playing for anything, so I'm not too upset. Our season was already over, but it was a good game, It's funny, you take, people are like, oh, man, when they scheduled this game, before the season, it would look great. Bengals, Cowboys, Monday night game. They'll both be winning football teams, and they're both 5-8. But when you put two bad teams together, you usually get a good game.
Yeah,
because they're equal.
So it was a good game.
That was 20-20 with less than 2 minutes to go when we blocked the punt and handed the ball right back to them. They went down the field and scored and won 27-20. So congrats to Bengals fans.
All I did yesterday was read about the guy they got for the murder.
The killer.
I mean, first of all, Luigi Mangione.
Not a dumb guy.
Not even close. But I just was fascinated, as I'm sure everybody was.
Unbelievable.
How they caught this guy. The grief McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania is taking right now for turning the guy in.
Oh, my gosh. That I did not see.
Yeah,
really?
So it's wild. Wow. I have tons of details coming up at 7 o'clock. But, yeah, I mean, it's just fascinating. This guy is brilliant. He's an Ivy League guy, valedictorian of his private boys high school class in Maryland.
Big IT guy, right?
Big IT guy. Is a bachelor's and a master's in computer and information technology from the University of Pennsylvania. I mean, and then also was had a manifesto.
Yes.
A la the Unabomber. So anyway, it's a really, really fascinating case, and they got him.
Is that a requirement? If you're going to be a famous killer, you must have a manifesto. Well, what is that?
I think for these smart people, they have a well thought out reason for why they are doing what they are doing.
Right,
like the Unabomber, and like Luigi Mangione has an absolute view on the world and life that explains why he's done what he's done. And so I think to write that out by way of explanation makes sense to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Man.
If you're going to, if you're going to commit murder, and it's not, I guess in some way a crime of passion, but it was obviously well thought out. The weird thing is he was charged with second-degree murder, so I need to read a little bit more about that.
Not first degree.
Not first.
I mean, this was as premeditated as it gets.
Yeah, so I don't know if they'll change that, if this was just an initial charge. I'll have to read a little bit more about that, but that is the current charge right now, is second-degree murder.
Wow. I did not hear that.
Yeah.
I just would have assumed for sure it was first degree. I mean, I don't know how it gets more premeditated, which is like the biggest, deal when it comes to first degree.
Right. So sort of spelled out in the manifesto what he was going to do. So.
Right. Jeez. All right. Well, we'll have to see what happens with that. It's Mangione?
Yeah.
Is that Italian?
It is.
Okay. I thought he was Italian from that one picture where you see the big, thick, dark eyebrows.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I think that guy's got to be Italian.
He is from a really prominent family. The Mangione family in his area of Maryland, I guess, is very well known. Mm-hmm. He has a cousin who's a state representative. His grandfather,
really?
was like some type of real estate magnate who owned country clubs and a radio station. I mean, they're really well known up there, and they're all saying they're very surprised by this. Luigi Mangione has no criminal record whatsoever. None.
Well, I didn't figure he would.
Well, I don't know, man. That's an awfully big first crime to commit, isn't it?
Yeah.
You feel like, but yeah, I guess the type of person he is, that's what he was going for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this guy's he wouldn't be a career criminal. I mean, it sounds like as far as life goes prior to this, he had it made.
Right.
Wow, it's crazy. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds and what else you have to tell us coming up at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Look forward to that. We've also got a concert announcement. This pretty big one, local, right here in Columbus. We'll announce at 10 a.m. or just before 10, and we'll give you a chance to win tickets to that show. Right now, Morning Blitz Trivia, $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff. If you are the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700, the question is, PETA is protesting what movie? PETA is protesting what new movie? It's not even out yet. It's coming out on Christmas. They're protesting this movie for using 5,000 live rats in the movie and defaming those rats. What is the movie? Be the first one to tell us at 99700, and you'll score the gift card. Five-Finger Death Punch on the Morning Blitz, 622. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick on a Tuesday, a wet Tuesday at that. Looks like it's going to stay that way for a while. Our Morning Blitz trivia question. We wanted to know, PETA is protesting what movie, a new upcoming movie, for using 5,000 live rats in the movie and defaming those rats.
Defaming them? How do you defame a rat?
Well, I will explain. The movie is Nosferatu, which is an old... 1922 was the original black and white movie. It's kind of like Dracula kind of thing. So, and it actually comes out on Christmas Day. I don't know what that's all about, but, I don't know, maybe some people want to go see a Dracula movie. But, that's the latest target of PETA for using 5,000 live rats and suggesting in the movie that rats caused the bubonic plague. And they planned on protesting a screening in L.A. with a giant rat and a sign that says, quote, "Rats have rights. We didn't cause the plague." PETA says a human is no more likely to be harmed or killed by a rat in real life than by a vampire, and false portrayals of these animals as harbingers of death deny viewers the chance to see them as the intelligent, social, and affectionate individuals they are. The only pests moviegoers need to be concerned with are directors who subject animals to the chaos and confusion of a film set. Well, I don't know what happened on the film set. Man, if you need 5,000 rats, don't they CGI that stuff now?
Yeah.
You're really going to go out and get 5,000 live rats?
Is that what happened?
Well, I don't know. That's what it says. It says they used 5,000 live rats in the movie. So it doesn't say any rats were harmed. PETA's claiming they were defamed by you saying they caused the plague. That's what they're protesting. It doesn't say anything about the rats being harmed.
Well, I know if you eat an infected rat, you get the plague. So,
it says rats are less likely than dogs or cats to catch and transmit parasites and viruses. I don't know.
All right, settle down over there, PETA.
I know.
It was probably the best day of that rat's life to be in that movie. You get to skitter around and run and have a good old time.
Probably got a nice buffet.
You get to be with your buddies.
Yeah. Go to lunch together. Let's see. According to the production designer on Nosferatu, it says the 5,000 rats were never harmed. They were in a controlled area with plexiglass barriers, and none of them were ever lost.
There you go.
So, but it's the defamation of their character, Kelly, claiming that they caused the bubonic plague. I thought they did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
The thing is, if you didn't act like this, PETA, I would pay attention. When you put your weight behind something that really doesn't matter, you know that these rats weren't mistreated. They didn't lose any of them. They got to run around and do what they were freaking born to do, which is run around and be pests. They got to do that for a day.
right.
And they were probably treated well because they have a lot of oversight when you have any type of an animal on a set. There's a ton of oversight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear.
Doug says they had nothing but the finest cheese and little rat chandeliers.
So I don't know. I mean, I just think that, you're better off protesting something that we would could actually get behind.
Yeah.
That's
Now-
where I think PETA loses its way. It does weird things. This group does, instead of I don't know.
I know. They
see what
go
I'm saying?
overboard on some stuff.
It's just
for
a
sure.
thing like this kind of stuff. It makes me roll my eyes. Like, come on, these people took care of the rats. They didn't even lose a single rat.
Right.
What more could you want? They needed rats for the movie. They treated them well. And you're going to go out and protest this because you think that the rats' names were defamed by causing the plague.
I know.
That's stupid.
I know. It's
I
just
can't
silly.
get behind that. That's
Right.
really dumb, and it makes me think that you don't know what you're doing.
Now, Mike said that part is actually correct, though, that the rats did not cause the Black Plague. He said the fleas on the rats caused the Black Plague. The rats were just a host for the fleas. Okay. Again, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, and then Brandon said you get the plague from the black flea that was found on the black rats. Well, look at that. I didn't know that. All right, well, there you go. And got to say congratulations to Andy Dotson from West Jeff. He was the first one to text in the correct answer, and Andy's got $25 to go spend at waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
6:37 on the Morning Blitz, and it's time for I've Got Something. I've got something, Kelly.
Okay, what you got?
Well, I'm a big fan of the show Family Guy.
Yeah?
I just think it's hilarious. Love Stewie. However, it didn't go well on a Cathay Pacific airline flight. Caused quite a ruckus. An in-flight showing of Family Guy that was offered on Cathay Pacific has prompted an apology from Hong Kong's flagship carrier to more than just parents. Customers complained about one particular episode featured in the onboard entertainment system. So this is a Chinese airline. The South China Morning Post reports that the episode Death Has a Shadow, which is the first ever episode of Family Guy, came out in 1999, featured a joke that showed the main character, Peter Griffin, standing next to Tank Man. Now, Tank Man was, if you're unfamiliar with it, the un-ID'd civilian that faced off against a Chinese military tank in 1989 in Beijing's famous Tiananmen Square standoff.
Famous picture.
Yeah. So it's him, and then Peter, obviously it's a cartoon of that guy, of Tank Guy, and Peter Griffin with him, facing off with the tank. Here is a clip from the episode, the actual clip.
Peter, I know it's a dangerous precedent, but you might want to just tell Lois the truth.
What, that I can't provide for my family? That she's always right? That I didn't really stand up to that tank in Tiananmen Square? Screw this. I just came over to buy some fireworks.
So then he ran away, left Tank Guy standing there all alone.
Guess they didn't preview that, the Chinese airline.
Right.
Oops. They like to act like Tiananmen Square never happened.
Exactly. And customers said that showing that episode would be a breach of Hong Kong's national security laws. That Tiananmen massacre resulted in thousands of deaths, and it is one of the most sensitive topics inside China and is strictly censored. So, after the complaint came in, the airline reacted swiftly and said, "We emphasize that the program content does not represent Cathay Pacific's standpoint and have immediately arranged to have the program removed as soon as possible."
What snitch complained?
I don't know.
Chinese people should absolutely be well aware of how the rest of us view Tiananmen Square, but I guess they're not allowed to.
Well,
that.
It seems like China just censors anything from the past that makes them look bad. Is that how that works? All right, what you got?
I guess so. All right, I got something. All right, last night, Monday Night Football, former Eagles star Jason Kelce got a little, I guess, mouthy as part of the pregame crew on ESPN ahead of Monday Night Football between the Cowboys and the Bengals, which was also the first ever Simpsons Fun Day Football.
Yes.
Now airing on Disney Plus and ESPN2. They did this really cool thing where they worked with The Simpsons. They collaborated on the special simulcast, featured characters from The Simpsons mirroring the action on the field in Dallas in real time. So as part of the animated portion of the pregame, ESPN's Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes were on the sidelines as Simpsons characters. And they're talking about the city of Springfield, where, of course, the Simpsons live, and questioning exactly where is Springfield.
Dan, I think we're all really excited to be here at Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, we're essentially in the little town that can't and won't. Some people have said it's an armpit. I'm not going to go that far, but...
Specifically, the armpit of America's butt crack. So, depending on where you think that is in America, might determine who the crowd is rooting for tonight.
Okay, so that was said, and then they flashed to the real-life pregame crew, all right, of which Jason Kelce was a part of. And you see the camera, pan over the stadium. And this is the real-life version, not the Simpsons version. And then, we hear what happens next with Jason Kelce.
This is the state of Texas, Arlington, Dallas. Little geography lesson.
Also the butthole and armpit of America.
Hey, now.
Hey!
I was joking. It was a joke.
Whoa!
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Dang.
Mina Kimes called it the
butt crack.
Yeah, the butt crack. He called it the bee hole. I don't know if you can say that on TV, but he did. And his co-workers, of course, were like, whoa. Kelce was like, no, we're having fun here. I love Dallas. You heard what Mina said? And, kind of trying to cover his tracks or whatever, but they seemed like they were like, are we going to get in trouble for this?
Please. Again, this is how people talk.
Is Dallas the BH of America? We know The Simpsons calls Florida America's Wang.
Right.
So, I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was really funny.
I don't know. I've been there. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, Dallas is cool. I've been there too.
Yeah. And that stadium is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Incredible stadium. They have like sections in there when you go to the football game. They have sections with gourmet food stands. Like there's gourmet sandwich stand over here, and I'm like, I'm just looking for some nachos, but this looks good too, Yeah. It's like these really like Dagwood type sandwiches and stuff like that. It was crazy. But
did you see any of the Simpsons part of this?
I did not.
It was weird. It's more the sort of the 3D version of The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
And Marge was asking questions, and the players were answering the questions, the real-life players, to Marge's, do you ever snore? Does anyone snore? And they were answering our questions, things like that. It was interesting looking, though I don't know if I would have hung in there for the whole thing.
Okay.
I did see the beginning of it.
On Christmas Day, they do the Nickelodeon stuff and stuff, they're like showing the field and it's in real time, but you see players get slimed and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do that too.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, I think it's fun. They cross this stuff over. I mean,
Doug Rogers said if Dallas is the beehole, then Cincinnati's the taint. Okay.
Disturbed on the Morning Blitz. It is 6:48. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, clouds and rain showers today and a high of 50. Tomorrow, some snow moving in. We'll get up to a high of 36 and at 44 right now. Kelly, you reported yesterday about Jay-Z and the new charges against Diddy that were redone with Jay-Z added to them regarding the 13-year-old girl back in 2000. And so we don't know yet if Jay-Z was really involved, if it's true or not. I remember the response he made saying that if the accusations against him were true, there should be a police report. Charges should be filed criminally, because it was that heinous. And
Right.
Jay-Z said that, but he said he had absolutely nothing to do with it. So true or not, those allegations are already having a very negative effect on Beyonce's career. This was crazy. I started reading about this because she's got this huge tour planned for 2025. She's also doing the halftime show of the Texans-Ravens game on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And now there's speculation that this lawsuit could blow all of her plans out of the water. It's going to cast, just a dark cloud over everything she's got coming up because it's just, that's what everybody's talking about now. And he's her husband. So the sexual assault allegedly occurred during an MTV VMA after party in New York, September 7th, 2000. Plaintiff says there was an unnamed female celebrity in the room when it happened. Nobody's saying it was Beyonce, and she and Jay-Z weren't dating at the time, so it probably wasn't her. They had just met that year when Beyonce was 18 and Jay-Z was 30. In a 2013 interview, Beyonce said they didn't actually start dating until a year and a half later. And then in November of 2001, Jay-Z told Vanity Fair that they were, quote, just beginning to try to date each other. So, but that's crazy, that somebody can, especially if it's not true. If Jay-Z wasn't there, had nothing to do with it, is completely innocent of this charge, and it's a lie, the fact that could derail her entire upcoming year in her career is just horrible.
Yes, if that is the truth, if that is what has happened, that would be horrible.
Yeah. But it's amazing that something like that just gets, okay, well, here's a report, and now everything she's got coming up, she may have to adjust. This could change the tour. As of right now, she is still scheduled to do this halftime show on Christmas Day during the NFL game. But that could change, because, sometimes companies just want to separate themselves from it. Even whether you've done anything wrong or not, they just don't want the bad press.
Okay. Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends forever.
Yeah.
Good friends.
Yeah.
Close friends.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that there is not some smoke on Jay-Z here. Now, this is just me talking. I'm not speaking because there's some kind of proof or whatever that I've read. But I am saying that your close friends. Do you think that they have secret sex parties that you're unaware of regularly?
No.
That you don't know about?
No, I'm with you. Jay-Z absolutely knew stuff was going on. Whether he did anything or was involved, I don't know, but he definitely knew these parties were happening.
Right. He knew, and I would venture to say he knew if there was criminal activity going on or not. Now, maybe he wasn't involved and was like hands off, but I would say if you're okay being friends with a person like that, I question your character. I think Jay-Z has got some smoke on him, and I think that we don't know the half of what has happened here with all the whole Diddy thing.
Well, I mean, it's well known that before he became famous, Jay-Z dealt crack.
So beyond that, though, when you have the kind of power that Jay-Z and Diddy have in the music industry and all that, and this kind of stuff's going on with at least 50% of that friendship, I don't know. To me, it stinks. The whole thing smells, and I smell a rat. And you could knock me over with a feather if it turns out that Jay-Z had no knowledge and no involvement in anything like that.
And she did not say that the rat caused the bubonic plague. Just wanted to make that clear. Well, they put up a united front. Would have been, I guess that was. Yeah, last night
they went to the premiere
at the Disney's Mufasa premiere. Yeah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy were all there. So, I don't know. I was just reading that, going, man, here she's making plans. She's got a career. She's trying to do this, and over here, her husband's getting, accused of something absolutely horrible.
Well, listen, if any of our spouses were accused of something that terrible, we're not going to go on with being out there partying on stage and doing all kinds of, you got to lay low here and work this out. So I would say that, you attach yourself to people in life.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to be careful. We already know that Jay-Z stepped out on Beyonce because she made a whole album about it. So we already know that
right.
happened.
Yes.
All right, this is who you're attached to. Somebody who is a liar, who is a cheater. I don't know, man.
Right.
And then this stuff comes out and it's going to impact your world tour. Boo-hoo. Sit it out for a year. Everybody will buy Beyonce tickets in 2026 if you have to bump it out a year.
Right.
You're not going to suffer. These guys have way more money than they know what to do with.
True, yeah, for sure.
Let it work itself out, and we'll go from there. I mean, Beyonce's probably the biggest celebrity with, what's her name? Taylor Swift.
Right.
In the world.
Yeah.
They're probably the two biggest celebrities in the world.
Oh, my gosh, she's got all those Grammy nominations. That'll be coming up as this story continues to unfold and we see what happens. I imagine if my spouse or your spouse did something insane, horrible, we'd probably be pulled off the air.
Well, you're maybe, I don't know. Maybe, but you have to expect that, it's going to impact you. It's important who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely.
And, maybe there may be nothing there. Beyonce and Jay-Z may be absolutely above board, the two most honest, angelic human beings on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Again, things my grandmother used to tell me. The great Frida Thick, Kelly.
Yeah?
She said, you are who you hang out with. She always said that to me.
It's true.
And it is absolutely true.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
5 days after the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, police arrested and charged 26-year-old Luigi Mangione with the CEO's murder. So how did this go down? Mangione was at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania yesterday morning when a worker recognized him from surveillance photos and called 911. Police arrived, found Mangione in possession of a 3D printed and loaded firearm and a 3D printed suppressor, both consistent with what was used in the murder. They also found him in possession of multiple fake IDs and a U.S. passport. Law enforcement says Mangione was carrying a 3-page handwritten manifesto that criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care and also included the lines, "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." So what do we know about Luigi Mangione? He grew up in Maryland. He was the 2016 valedictorian of his all-boys private high school. He went to an Ivy League college, the University of Pennsylvania. He graduated with both a bachelor's and a master's degree in computer and information science in 2020. Mangione posted book reviews online, including one praising the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski's manifesto, and arguing that Kaczynski's actions should be seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. Mangione's family is very well known in Maryland. He's a big Italian family. He has a cousin in the state legislature. His grandfather is a real estate developer who owns 2 country clubs and owns talk radio 680 WCBM. Now, we know what the public's reaction was to the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. That was wild, the reaction, which was basically cheering on the shooter. So what is the reaction to Luigi Mangione's arrest? Well, because a McDonald's employee turned him in, people started review bombing at least 3 McDonald's locations in the Altoona area, saying things like, quote, "This location has rats in the kitchen that'll make you sick and your insurance isn't going to cover it."
Why is everybody attacking the rats?
So Google is removing the derogatory reviews on its site, but there are also bad reviews popping up on Yelp. And then someone created a screenshot supposedly showing Burger King's X account with a post reading, "We don't snitch," which of course didn't really come from the Burger King account, but it was very widely spread. So that's just a little bit of the public reaction.
The wild, wild west out there on the internet.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Though I would like to see, if I might say, like I said early, and of course, cooler heads prevail. We shouldn't be going out there murdering people on the street. But there is a very serious conversation that needs to continue about healthcare and insurance in this country. And if we let this drop, I'm going to be really mad. If all of a sudden everything just sort of, what happens after a big school shooting and everybody's all up in arms and then you never hear about it again. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that the bigger conversation continues and people don't accept the status quo anymore. We'll see, but that's my hope. Anyway, those are your 3 things.
3 days grace on the Morning Blitz at 7:09. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Kelly just brought up the fact we're talking about Mangione there and the reward money, $50,000 to somebody who.
Yeah, probably the McDonald's employee. Ron brought that up. Said the reward will be good for that person who turned him in. Yeah, $50,000. I guess that person's going to get it. We will find, and I feel bad for this person, whoever he or she is, because we'll find out who it is, and I do think that it won't really be pleasant.
Yeah, they're going to need $50,000 to relocate and change their name and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of an overreach, people.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Man. Jeez.
So I don't know, and like I said, I do think we'll find out who the McDonald's employee is, and that'll be a difficult day for that person.
All right, Kelly. I always see whenever that song would come on, Milkshake by Kula, she'd start bouncing around just a little bit.
Milkshake you know why? Because of that movie with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy when she sings it in the car with Identity Theft. Or Identity Thief. What is that movie?
Identity Thief.
Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's all it reminds me of.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and their life is better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to.
Well, how about if Korn did that? You want to hear Korn doing Milkshake?
I do. All right, I like Police better.
Yeah? I mean, it's not really Korn, obviously.
I figured.
I knew you knew that. But, YouTuber, again, there's like 3 of these guys on YouTube that do this kind of stuff. This one is Munich Productions, and, there's the There I Ruined It guys. I love all these things, man.
You're a fanboy. You really are.
Well, I just like, doing fun stuff with sound, man. I think it's great. And that one entertained me a little bit. So thought I'd bring that to everybody this morning. All right. I think I have found the greatest Christmas yard decoration there is.
Oh, really?
In this country.
Okay.
Yes. Rob Zombie on the Morning Blitz. It is 7:23. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. And Kelly, there are some police officers in Marysville, Washington, near Seattle. They're looking for 2 thieves who broke into a plumbing supply store last week. They only stole one thing.
Okay.
They stole the store's perfect replica of the leg lamp from A Christmas Story.
Okay.
That's all they stole. They just stole the guy's Christmas decoration. That is terrible. So, they're on the lookout for that. Now, that would never have happened to this guy in Neptune Beach, Florida. So, he's got this house down there, and he's got this lifeguard chair. You know what the wooden lifeguard chairs look like?
Sure do.
But this chair is almost 20 feet tall.
Okay.
So, he put not a real Christmas tree, but a yard decoration Christmas tree. It lights up. It looks like Christmas tree. It's not a real tree, obviously. On top of it. Mm-hmm. And then on it's a red chair, and it's painted on the chair. It says
Fragile. It must be Italian.
That's what it says. It says Fragile on one piece of wood, and then it says it must be Italian. And then next to the chair, a more than 20-foot tall version of the leg lamp.
Oh, wow.
In his yard.
Wow.
It is if you Google it, I'm sure you'll see the picture.
Okay, what do I Google?
Tall leg lamp, Neptune Beach, Florida, probably would do it. Leg lamp, Neptune Beach would probably do it.
I'm
sure it's going to pop.
I want to see this. There it is.
It is perfect. You see it? J.P. McCallick is his name. Don't know what his neighbors think, but yeah, it's over 20 feet tall in his front yard. You cannot miss it. So it's 420% bigger than the one in the movie. He used golf netting for the fishnet stocking. He's also got a statue of Ralphie in his pink bunny suit hugging the lamp at the bottom of it. You see that? It lights up at night. And he said he's just a huge fan of the movie and thinks it's amazing, and it's still so popular 41 years later. And he did admit that, a lot of kids don't get the reference. But yeah.
Am I the only one who does not like that movie? Please tell me.
Probably not.
Text me at 99700.
I'm sure you're not.
I'm just not a huge fan. I've seen it.
Sure.
It's fine. The best part is when when the kid gets kicked down the slide and it goes, ho, ho, ho. Okay, but the leg lamp, I do not like a leg lamp.
Well, I mean, neither did his wife.
I mean, obviously, it's meant to be schlock and silly, and everybody's got their little replica of it who, likes the movie. But I don't know. It's weird.
I'm so glad you said that, because I had every intention of asking you, is the leg lamp something that you would consider schlock?
Yes.
I got it now.
It's schlock.
Would you look at that? But what is it? It's a leg.
But what is it?
Yeah, well, it's a leg, like in a statue.
Statue?
Yeah, statue.
Yeah, statue. Ralphie?
This is a lamp. What a great lamp.
Christine texted in, I'm not a fan either. Never have been. Yeah. I don't know, how did it pass us by? It passed me by as being a classic. I think maybe the first time I watched it all the way through has been within the last 5 years. Because I was like, I should probably watch this. Everybody talks about it.
I think
and I'm like, okay.
It's one of the more realistic movies of a time gone by and how things were, and
I get it. The unhappy dad in the 70s and the whatever.
Right. Fighting with his furnace and working hard and trying to get through Christmas and just wants to have a nice big roast for dinner. And
Joe really is offended by me not liking it.
Okay.
He's not offended. But he said there are two movies that you have to watch every year. That's Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation.
All right.
Now, I'm with you on Christmas Vacation.
Have you seen Four Christmases?
No.
That's a funny movie. You should watch Four Christmases sometime. That's funny.
Another thing people love to watch over Christmas is Love Actually, and I think that's one of the most depressing movies
I've never seen it. I have never seen Love Actually.
It's set at Christmas time, but it is so depressing. Like, okay, hard pass on that one. I love Elf. I'll watch that every year. That's a must-watch for me.
All right. Yeah, Elf's great. Seriously, check out Four Christmases. It's Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, Katie Mixon, Kristen Chenoweth are in it. Robert Duvall's in it. I mean, it's a pretty good cast. Tim McGraw's in it. It's funny. It's a funny movie.
Chris says, I hate Christmas Story. It's so boring. I fall asleep every time. Joey says, I cannot stand A Christmas Story. Don't see the hype. Brandy says, I don't like that movie either. Never understood the insane popularity. And Trucker Tim says, my mother-in-law doesn't like it either, KQ.
All right. Well, it's not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right. I liked it. I don't think it's one of those movies that should have the slot that it has, where it shows over and over from midday Christmas Eve to Christmas night.
24 hours of
on
A Christmas
one channel.
Story.
Christmas Story on the other one Makes Sense. Or I'm sorry, Christmas Vacation. That one makes sense to me. But yeah, I don't know why Christmas Story should air over and over and over. I guess you don't have to watch it. The Colts on the Morning Blitz at 7:40 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. Man, you mention an opinion on a Christmas movie, and then you get 1,000 opinions on all kinds of Christmas movies.
This is my favorite one. Bethany says, can we please stop pretending that anyone likes A Christmas Story? It's literal garbage. I completely agree.
Oh, we have a lot of texts. I knew there were a lot of people who didn't like it. I've heard a lot of people say it in the past. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. You know, we did have somebody say that Christmas Vacation is garbage. That was Jeremy. And Jeremy, I'm sorry for whatever's going on in your world right now, but if you think that movie's garbage, man, I don't know. I think there's something else there.
I can see how it is a little bit, like it's a sad movie, truly, just to see Clark go from being such a happy... And the same thing happened on the original Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Just so excited and happy, and every single one of his plans is completely ruined. But the true victims in that movie, Christmas Vacation, are the next door neighbors. Todd and Margo. They are the real victims of that whole movie. They did nothing wrong. They just want a classy Christmas, and they're living next door to the worst people in the world. But I do love Christmas Vacation. I absolutely will watch that every year.
Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
Yeah, poor people.
I don't know, Margo. They were kind of jerks. They were kind of snobbish.
Well, they weren't bothering anyone, were they?
Weren't. No, they weren't.
They were over there trying to live their lives.
You got a lot of nerve talking to me like that. I wasn't talking to you. I love that movie, man. That's all right, Jeremy. You don't have to like it. Jelena texted in. She said, I watch The Grinch every year and Harry Potter. LOL, she said.
Oh, okay.
So, and then Jay Ward said, Christmas movies suck. Bah humbug. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Taylor said It's a Wonderful Life is the best movie.
Yeah.
Dalton said don't forget about the classic Die Hard Christmas movie.
Yes.
A lot of people saying that is the best Christmas movie. I've already seen it once this year. I saw it 1.5 times. I saw half of it and then I saw it in full. Gremlins, a must watch every year for Mike. Again, yep, Christmas movie for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, well. Oh, Casey said, hey, there's a new movie on Netflix you would like called Hot Frosty.
Dang it.
Yeah, tried that one, Casey.
Is that an instant classic for you, Casey?
It's instantly put me to sleep. About 10 minutes in.
Oh, this person just texted, as a kid, I watched White Christmas with my mom and now make it a point to watch it every year. I do too. I absolutely watch White Christmas every single year. I love that movie. It is kind of long, I will say, yes. But it's so good.
It is definitely long. Yeah, but just a classic for sure. All right. Batman Returns, said Hessler. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody, like, if the movie happens during Christmas time, it's considered a Christmas movie anymore. It seems like with everything. So, all right. So here's the deal. Up in Canada's Fort Severn First Nation, a polar bear started to attack a woman, and her husband, Superman, jumped on the back of this polar bear as his wife fell to the ground just before it pounced on her. And he's like holding on, hanging on to it, holding on around its throat and everything. Obviously, it's a polar bear, so it's much stronger than the man. It managed to get him off, and it started to attack the man. The Anishinaabe Police Service posted on Facebook, the bear caused serious but non-life-threatening injuries to his arm and legs. Staff at Polar Bear International said polar bears usually do not attack human beings, but if one does, do not play dead. That is a myth. Fight as long as you can, he said. The man is expected to survive, and his wife was unharmed.
Wow. What a hero.
He is a hero. He gets to keep his man card all for life. That's done. He never in question again.
Never has to prove himself again.
Never again.
Yeah.
So I have a couple questions. And of course, I feel like if I ask guys, would you have done the same thing? They're all going to say they would.
Yeah, everyone imagines they're a hero. Everybody imagines that.
Right. So my question is then for the women. Do you think your man would do this?
Ah, okay. Now we'll get the real perspective.
Or would he bail? Would he lose his man card, or would he keep his man card? Because, like, I'm telling you in my mind right now,
yes,
if a lion was going to maul me and eat me alive, I would try to make that happen if it meant my wife would get away.
Okay.
Now, I say that,
right,
and I'm sure of it.
Heather?
I'm absolutely positive I would do that.
Heather Thick, is it true?
She can text in. There's no way. If I can stop it from attacking her, if it means my demise, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
She's much more important to this world than I am. So, but like you said, we all say that. You get into the situation, what happens? I still feel like I would. It would suck. It would really suck. Because I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. But I would want her to live. It's more important for her to live. So, I'm just curious. Maybe as a guy, you did have to do something crazy like this to save your woman. So let us know.
As the only female in the room, I will tell you that with no doubt in my mind, my husband would sacrifice his life for me. With no doubt in my mind, I know he would. Without even a thought. With no hesitation, he would jump in there.
All right. Bad Girlfriend on the Morning Blitz, 750. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. We got lots of participation on this one, Kelly.
Yes.
So we were just talking about up in Canada, a polar bear was about to attack a woman, and her husband jumped on that polar bear and tried to fight him to save his wife. And he did get some injuries to his arms and legs, but he's going to be okay. She was unharmed, and we're like, that guy, nobody can ever take his man card away, never question it again. And so we asked the women listening if you were sure or not if your man would do the same for you.
So we do want to hear from the women, but men, feel free to text in what you think about your own abilities to fight off a polar bear, and if you would do it for your wife. Lindsay says, my husband, 100% my husband would save me. And if he lived, he'd never forgive me, because we all know the only reason we're in that situation is because I tried to pet something. That's good.
Jeez. Jeremy said, that guy's wife can never tell him no ever again.
That's right. Taylor said, my husband says he doesn't want to be in this world without me, so without hesitation, he would be on that bear. I love that.
Oh, well, you won't like this. PJ said, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun my wife.
Mike said something similar. You don't have to be faster than the lion. You just have to be faster than whomever is with you.
That's it. That's right. Carrie said, for bears, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night.
Ooh,
so
all right.
Yeah, I've heard the polar bear is going to be the toughest bear out there.
Yeah. Jelena says, my ex would scream like a girl. That's why he's my ex.
So, see, I knew we'd hear some stuff about exes.
Justin says, y'all are high if you think I'm fighting a bear without a weapon. So we can just have your wife, I guess, and you'll take off. Okay. All right, hey.
Susan said, my husband would totally save me.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Let's see here. Stephanie says, Thick, you just have your wife one hell of a Christmas gift. What? You just gave your wife a good Christmas gift. You brought a little tear to my eye.
Oh.
What
by saying that I would do what I did?
Emotion.
Oh.
That she's more important to this world than you are.
Yeah.
That's such she says, I'm not even a softie, and she's really touched by what you said.
It's not even close, Kelly.
Yeah.
She's the best. Jeff said, if I was in a national park, I'm bringing a big-ass gun with me. I know my ass would get eaten without one. If for some reason I couldn't take one, then yes, I would try to fight it off. But we both would probably not walk away from that situation. Well, that's it, though. While you're fighting it, she can get away. That's my whole thing. It's like, I'm taking him on. You better run, damn it. Get out of here. So, Scott said, a real king protects his queen till the end, period. It's also primal to do so.
I agree. I mean, I can't really see people. You're in a life and death situation. I mean, you can't even imagine it, but I just can't see anyone, husband or wife, running the other direction. Like, we're in a life or death situation.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, though. It'd be pretty scary seeing the jaws
scary.
of a polar bear.
It would be very scary. I think this guy went about it the right way. Jump on the back, hold on to the neck from behind as hard and as long as you possibly can, and if she gets away and you can somehow let go and run, hide behind trees, run around, whatever you can do, you just got to try to survive.
You know what we should all do? Let's practice by doing those bucking bronco rides at bars. That'll really help you.
Jump on it, tell them, and hang on.
Jump on it and hang on, and that'll help you in a polar bear situation.
Kelly's got
Just thank me when it happens.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The Ohio Supreme Court says it will not reconsider its decision in a recent case involving a man who claims he was injured after finding a bone in his boneless chicken wings. The case began in April of 2016 when Michael Berkheimer said a bone in his boneless wings that he bought from Wings on Brookwood near Cincinnati had resulted in him not being able to work due to the bone tearing his throat. He said it caused an infection, which resulted in multiple surgeries and even him being placed in multiple medically induced comas. So this bone in his boneless chicken basically destroyed his life for a while here. Back in July, the court issued a ruling stating that bones are a natural part of a chicken, so a customer should be aware that even boneless wings might have a bone in them and that a consumer cannot sue over the issue. So after the case was requested to be reconsidered, the court voted 4-3 against reconsidering its decision. So he is SOL, as they say.
Shouldn't it have to say mostly boneless wings?
Or probably boneless on
as
the label?
Boneless as we could get wings?
Yeah, as boneless as we can get them, man. Right.
You just say boneless, I assume there's no bones.
That's right, you would. Well, the Altoona, Pennsylvania police officer who arrested the man suspected of killing the United Healthcare CEO says that he and his partner knew right away they had the right guy. Patrolman Tyler Fry says when he and his partner approached Luigi Mangione at an Altoona McDonald's yesterday morning, he was wearing a blue surgical mask. He says when Mangione pulled the mask down at the request of the officers that he and his partner recognized him immediately. He said absolutely knew it was him. Now, Patrolman Fry had been on the job. You caught the most wanted fugitive in America. This guy'd been on the job 6 months.
Oh, my gosh.
6 months he had been on the job. And he says he, of course, never expected to make such an important arrest. Mangione will be extradited to New York eventually, but he will stay behind bars in Pennsylvania till then, been denied bail, obviously.
Somebody texted and asked if he's related to Chuck.
Oh, well, I suppose that'll come out here eventually if he's related to Chuck. I don't know. Is Chuck Mangione of the Maryland important Italian family Mangiones? I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah.
All right. It was funny.
In another case of I didn't do that, I got hacked.
Oh, jeez.
Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, her verified Instagram account liked a post from a news outlet reporting on the rape allegation against her son-in-law, Jay-Z. And her account liked it.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Though Tina Knowles says, though, it wasn't her.
Okay.
She posted a note on Instagram saying, I was hacked. As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that it's not me.
Somebody just now happens to hack you at this time. I can believe you might have accidentally hit the like button. That happens. I believe that happens, but come on.
Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was funny. And also, me too. If you ever hear me say anything that you don't agree with or just seems offensive, it's not me, okay? I was hacked.
Somebody hacked my microphone and used the AI voice of mine.
Exactly. It wasn't me. I love that move, Tina Knowles. I'm going to use it for myself.
It wasn't me.
And those are, how do you go, what's Christmas going to be like knowing your mother-in-law liked to post about you getting a lawsuit filed against you?
That's an awkward dinner table.
Ooh, all right. Those are your 3 things.
Builder, Hey, man, nice shot. 808, the Morning Blitz, Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and I said I had this audio from Casey Musgraves. I just want to preface this by saying I saw a couple of texts here. I don't care anything about Casey's political views, don't care. Doesn't matter in this. This is really more about the topic than it is her. It's just something she said in concert. Right. So, it's nothing to do with her politics that I don't really know much about, and don't care. But she did this show in Fort Lauderdale recently, and there was a special person in her audience, somebody she's known for a very long time, and here is what she said.
I actually have one of my longest friends, one of my hometown friends. He's here tonight, and he was my first crush. He was my first love, and he is 100% here with his husband tonight. That's happened to me twice. I don't know what that means. But happy to be a beard, I guess.
Happy to be a beard.
Aww.
So I'm like, okay, so it's happened to her twice, and I've heard this with other people, and I wonder, do you walk away questioning yourself, like, did I drive them to the other side, or did they just realize it after we broke up, or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that, I don't think you can talk people into batting for the other team in either direction. I just think that, people maybe aren't ready to acknowledge.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And so they get into relationships that are, heterosexual and all that. I don't know. I have a good friend who was married for many years to a man who was gay and had been the whole time.
He knew it the whole time.
Yeah, it was just more like the family didn't approve, and so he got married.
He just hit it.
He and his wife, they loved each other.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I don't know that it's that uncommon, especially for younger people who aren't ready to sort of figure themselves out yet.
Right. I can't imagine. I'm like, man, was I so bad that I caused her to switch sides? I couldn't help but think that, when I heard Casey say that. So, yeah, I got a kick out of that when I heard her say that. And, I don't know. Has that ever happened to somebody listening? Did you ever have somebody dump you and go to the other side? They just decided, you know what? I don't want to be with that kind of a person anymore. I can't help it.
I don't know, though, for like Casey Musgraves, especially when I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just speaking from a female perspective, but gay men are a freaking blast to be around. All right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I mean, you've like really some similarities and some things that you're just you're into, and you're like, man, this is the perfect man
right,
here.
Yeah.
The perfect man.
He's into all the same stuff you're into. He's ready to sit down and watch Hot Frosty with you.
I actually have one of my longest friends, one of my hometown friends. He's here tonight, and he was my first crush. He was my first love, and he is 100% here with his husband tonight. That's happened to me twice. I don't know what that means, but happy to be a beard, I guess.
That is Casey Musgraves at a concert in Fort Lauderdale the other night. Her high school sweetheart was in the audience with his husband. And she's happy to be a beard. And I was just curious if that ever happened to somebody, and did you worry about it? Did you think it was your fault? And Cody texted in and said, my brother in high school dated 2 girls, and as soon as they broke up, those girls started to date each other, and they absolutely said they switched because of him.
Okay.
So,
I think most of us are beyond the idea that we can change somebody else's sexuality. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do.
Well,
Do you think could somebody change you from being heterosexual to homosexual? Could that happen? Okay.
No.
It can't happen the other way around either.
No.
I really don't think so.
You mean turn somebody straight?
Yeah, I don't think that we're turning each other straight or gay. That's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, Doug said he wholeheartedly believes that a person's born gay. He says they may hide it for a long time, but they've always been gay, and I always felt that way too, Isn't that the whole, Born This Way, Lady Gaga? Isn't that what that's all about? I thought. We got another text here. Middle school sweethearts with this girl. We split 8 years in, and she is now strictly into women. Friends always joke and say I'm the reason. Never-ending joke with all my high school friends. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just curious, because you got to walk away wondering, was I that bad? Josh said my brother-in-law had 3 different girlfriends dump him for his sister, who is now my wife. Okay, that
sounds like
crazy.
a mini series,
right? Yeah, can we get a TV show for that?
I don't even understand the map on that one.
All right, let's move on to this.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
All right, this would not be normal for me. Couch sleeping. I guess there are a lot of people who sleep on the couch. Now, I have fallen asleep on the couch at night, maybe watching one of those late West Coast college football games on a Saturday night. It's midnight, and I'm
Well, we know you fell asleep watching Hot Frosty with your wife 10 minutes in.
Who wouldn't?
So there you go.
We
know you fall asleep, but you won't stay on the couch all night.
No, but there are a lot of people who are couch sleepers. Like, they will just sleep on the couch. They will not have any intention of getting up and going to bed. So I'm like, is this a normal thing? Is this happen with that many people? Is that normal or no? Do you? I mean, you would never sleep on the couch, would you?
No, I don't.
It's
not comfortable for me. I will fall asleep on the couch from time to time on a Saturday night. I'll doze off, but then I get up within probably an hour and go up to bed.
Yeah.
No, it's not comfortable for me to sleep on the couch. I've tried in the past, to just, I don't know, just stay where I am. I'm like, let me just stay put. I was sound asleep. But then eventually I'm like, this hurt my hip.
Well, yeah, and laying long way on the couch, it depends on your couch. But with ours, each side of the couch reclines. And if you recline that thing, I mean, it's almost a bed. And it is really easy to sleep. I have napped on it, on purpose, where I reclined all the way back and took a nap.
But we're talking about people who spend the night on their couch.
They just sleep on the couch all night.
Mother does that.
Really?
She sits out on her couch during the day, and she loves to watch Turner Classic Movies, and we go run around a little bit. She and I do every day. But at night, she turns off her lights and watches TV into the night and wakes up in the morning on the couch. I don't know the last time she slept in her bed. She prefers her couch.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So for her, that is normal.
Absolutely normal.
All right. Matt says, I fall asleep on the couch all the time thanks to weed gummies. Well,
do you stay there?
I know. That's the thing. If you wake up in the middle of the night, do you go up to bed or you just stay on the couch?
Because I got to be in my bed with the blankets.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy said, I would get better sleep at Guantanamo Bay than sleeping on the couch. Doug said, if you try to lay sideways on a reclining sofa, you might as well be sleeping on the freaking medieval rack. Oh, my gosh. Glenn says, been married 28 years, been a couch sleeper for 26 years.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Well, I got to question all of that.
Monica says, I'm definitely a couch sleeper at least 80% of the time. She sleeps on the couch.
So this is a normal thing.
Jennifer says, definitely normal. If I can't get comfortable in my bed, I'll move to the couch and fall asleep for the rest of the night.
Ron says, I sleep on the couch all night on the weekends. So only on the weekends.
Yeah, when you don't, it's not absolutely critical to get a good night's sleep.
Don't need an alarm clock. You don't have to worry about that. So, okay, that kind of seems normal. I get that. That makes sense. So, well, I mean, based on some of the texts we've gotten, your mom, I would say, it's normal. Danielle said, I would sleep on the couch when my husband would work nights because I feel safer than in my bedroom. That's interesting.
Yeah. John says, my grandma slept on the couch because my grandpa snored. They did that for 15 years before she passed.
Well, we have heard a lot of stories from people who sleep in separate bedrooms. Like they each have their own bedroom. And that's interesting to me. And I kind of get it. I mean, you have all your stuff. You have it where you want it. You don't have to worry about snoring and somebody stealing your covers. And, you can still be happily married.
What if you ate like a ton of Taco Bell that night and you really don't want to assault your spouse in the middle of the night? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Assault with a deadly
that
colon weapon.
Colon weapon. Godsmack on the Morning Blitz, 8:38. Kelly Quinn, Dick Rick, and just wanted to say it again since I've gotten several texts since I said it way early this morning in the 6 o'clock hour. Congratulations, Bengals fans. You beat my Cowboys last night. You beat up Cooper Rush. Thanks to a Christmas gift that we gave you at the end, and that's okay. You earned it. That's fine. But I've gotten several texts about it. You know what's really funny about it, Kelly, is we have an office pool here. Pick 'em. Every week we pick all the NFL winners.
Okay.
And we throw our money in a hat, and whoever picks the most games right wins.
And there is a level of this radio station I am just unaware and uninvolved in. I don't even know this is going on.
Yeah, it's all the
You
same
do this
people that
every
are.
week?
Yeah, it's all the same people that are in the Blitz Fantasy Football
Do you
League.
get on a Zoom call or something? Or
No. We just circle them on a piece of paper and we turn them in with our money, and then whoever gets the most right gets the pie.
What kind of money are we talking?
Oh, we just all put in $5.
$5 a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. So anyway, I went into last night's game in the lead, but I was tied with a guy in our sales department.
Okay.
He and I both had the most. Nobody could beat us. Well, he had picked the Cowboys and I had picked the Bengals. And so I won the money, but my team lost. But I don't bet with my heart, so anyway. Speaking of money, I want to talk about this very iconic movie item that just sold for a ton of money, talking about these.
Aren't you forgetting the ruby slippers? The slippers. Yes. The slippers.
Where did they go?
They're gone. The ruby slippers. What have you done with them? Give them back to me or I'll... It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
Right there on Dorothy's feet, but she needed them to get home eventually. Well, they just sold at auction, and I'm like, get rid of that real quick. And man, I didn't think they would be this valuable.
A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland herself in the 1939 version of The Wizard of Oz hit an all-time auction record for entertainment memorabilia. The iconic ruby slippers sold Saturday afternoon for $28 million. That sale was handled by Dallas-based Heritage Auctions. Oh, and the hat worn by the Wicked Witch, well, that sold for $3 million.
Man. I just gotta believe there's something. You gotta have a lot of money to spend $28 million on those slippers.
Yeah, I don't think that person's probably worried about paying their mortgage.
I mean, you're a billionaire, right?
Yeah, you just
want
even
if you're
a collectible.
Yeah, but there's so many other things I could think of to spend $28 million on. That's insane to me. I just don't live in that world. I can't even comprehend it. But I was thinking about the slippers. That's the most money ever taken in from a movie item. Ever. Is there a more iconic movie, item that was, in
like
a movie?
Prop or
a movie prop, yeah. More iconic. You think about the lightsaber from Star Wars. That's a prop. That's a pretty iconic prop.
I bet I would love to know if it's been sold or if anybody owns Wilson the volleyball from Castaway.
Wilson. Yeah, that would be
That's pretty iconic.
Yeah, that would be very iconic.
Oh, and something from the movie that everyone hates, or at least I hate, and a lot of the rest of the
with the leg lamp?
hates it. The leg lamp.
The leg
from
lamp
Christmas
from
Story.
Christmas Story. Well, I think, Wizard of Oz probably bigger. I think it's got to be. I mean, that's such a. My gosh, it's
what about
legendary.
the DeLorean?
The DeLorean is another one.
Yeah.
Yes, the Batmobile would be one.
The Batmobile.
But those ruby slippers, I mean, think about how long that movie's been around and how important they were. Even though you didn't really see them that much throughout the movie, they were so important.
Well, they were on Dorothy's feet almost the entire movie.
Right, but you weren't even thinking about it till she needed them in the end.
To get home.
Yeah.
They were just little glittery red shoes.
Yeah. You had no idea when the witch freaked out when she couldn't have them, why that was such a big deal, and then finally in the end you figure that out. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, what are the most iconic movie props out there? Indiana Jones's whip,
yeah,
I would say,
a good one.
would be one.
How about the rug from The Big Lebowski? That's a good one.
That's a good one. That is a good one. All right. Well, you guys can let us know at 99-700.
The Ghostface mask from Scream.
That's another one.
A good
well,
one.
Yeah, it's a lot of the masks. I mean, you talk about the hockey mask
right.
from Halloween.
Yeah, those are
Jason's
all iconic.
Mask and,
yep.
Oh, no. Jason wore the hockey mask. Michael made his own masks.
You know what would be a cool prop to own are the scissor hands from Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Would any of these things?
I'm not done yet.
What could come close to fetching $28 million
Because
at
I'm
an
obsessed
auction?
with Edward Scissorhands. I love that movie. That might be in my top 10.
That's not a Christmas movie, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
It's set during Christmas time.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a Christmas movie, but it is set during Christmas.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what iconic, movie prop do you think could possibly fetch close to $28 million? Rush on the Morning Blitz at 8:51 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick, and we were talking about the ruby slippers, the original ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz that Dorothy actually wore in the movie, were auctioned off for $28 million. That is just crazy. It's the most money ever taken in for a prop from a movie. And we were just like, what other iconic item? What's more iconic from a movie?
Maybe nothing more, but there are a lot of iconic movie props out there.
Yeah. We talked about Indiana Jones's whip. You mentioned the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Wilson the volleyball.
Yep.
How about the sorting hat from Harry Potter?
Okay, yeah, the one that tells you which house you're
in.
house you're in. Yeah,
the coconuts from the Holy Grail.
Okay, all right.
The Stonehenge model from Spinal Tap. That's a good one.
Oh, Eric, because I had mentioned Batmobile would be one. Eric said Joe Burrow just bought a Batmobile, but was it the original from the original Batman?
Somebody said the box from Seven, and I was just watching that scene.
Oh, wow.
Where he's like, Brad Pitt said, "What's in the box?"
Oh, yeah. Virginia said the mask of Phantom of the Opera, the half-face mask.
Yeah, a lot of masks in there, I believe.
A lot of masks.
You're right about that.
James said Herman Munster's coffin car.
Okay.
The truck from Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, it's got that devil smiley face on the front of it. All right.
Chris said Willy Wonka Gobstopper.
Oh, that's a
or
good
the Golden
one.
Ticket.
Or
That's
the Golden
a good
Ticket
one.
would be good. Yeah. What about an Oompa Loompa? Can you get one of those? An original Oompa Loompa? Scarlett O'Hara's dress, Dave said, from Gone with the Wind.
Ah, right.
Now that would be up there. That would probably get millions. Or maybe it did. I don't know.
How about the wood chipper from Fargo?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. The wood chipper.
The shark from Jaws, the animatronic shark. Somebody just texted that in.
Okay.
That's definitely iconic.
Byron said James Bond's Aston Martin car. Okay. Like Ryan Simmons said the Dodge Ram from the original Twister movie, along with the yellow Jeep Comanche truck. And he said, I don't think you're going to bring in that much money. It's just my favorite movie. Those are cool vehicles to have. Yeah.
Drew says, it's crazy that the Good Witch made Dorothy wear those ruby slippers. She could have used at the beginning of the movie to get home, but instead she walked all the way down the yellow brick road the entire movie to get to the wizard when she all along could have just clicked her heels 3 times and said there's no place like home.
But
she says the Good Witch is absolutely the real villain.
But wasn't it the wizard who told her how to do it? How to use the slippers?
You don't think the Good Witch, Glinda could have told her that?
Well, if she could have, she's not the Good Witch. That's true.
She is not.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Let's see. Aubrey said Captain America's shield. We got a lot of castaways for Wilson here. A lot of people saying Wilson from Castaway. I bet that would fetch quite a bit. If it's the original one.
Did you see this? Did you read Ronnie's Princess Leia slave girl outfit from Return of the Jedi?
Oh, okay. You talking about the gold bikini?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about? Mm-hmm. The coconuts from Monty Python and the Holy Grail is funny. The fake unit from Boogie Nights. Only you, Doug. Only you would think of that.
I've never seen this movie, but somebody texted in the puzzle box from Hellraiser.
Oh, yeah. That's the box that you try to figure out how to open. And when you do, when you solve it, that's when they show up, the Cenobites. Tights. I always get that mixed up.
Something tights.
Tights.
That one ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Oh, there's a good one.
Oh, the Gollum, my precious.
Yeah, the ring. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Smoke said the leg lamp. Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. How about, if we go into TV, how about Negan's bat? Lucille.
Yeah.
There's probably some good TV stuff from like Friends and Seinfeld and Cheers, all kinds of things you'd find in those. Forrest Gump's Nike Cortez running shoes. Yes, Ed, I would love to have the original Ecto-1 car from Ghostbusters. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's good stuff.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, wildly dangerous situation on the West Coast right now. What started late last night as a brush fire of just a few hundred acres exploded in Southern California. The fires quickly burned through nearly 2,000 acres in the hills north of Pepperdine University in Malibu. Now, they are doing some mandatory evacuation in Malibu, but they've told the students at Pepperdine to shelter in place. They're like, everybody else get out. You students at Pepperdine, you stay where you are. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. But anyway, that is a really serious situation there. They're fighting thousands of acres. What started out as a brush fire sort of exploded out of control now. All right, 5 days after the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, police arrested and charged 26-year-old Luigi Mangione with his murder. So how did the arrest go down? Mangione was at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania yesterday morning when a worker recognized him from surveillance photos, called 911. Police arrived, found Mangione in possession of a 3D printed and loaded firearm and a 3D printed suppressor consistent with what was used in the murder. They also found him in possession of multiple fake IDs and a U.S. passport and a handwritten manifesto that criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care. It also included the lines, "These parasites had it coming," and "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." So what do we know about Mangione? He grew up in Maryland. He was the 2016 valedictorian of his all-boys private high school. He reportedly went to an Ivy League college, University of Pennsylvania, graduated with a bachelor's and master's degree in computer and information science in 2020. This is a brilliant kid. 26-year-old. We do know that he went through serious back surgery. Posted a picture of it on X about the screws they needed to put in his spine. He posted book reviews online, including one praising the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski's manifesto, and arguing that his actions should be seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. One interesting thing I'm finding is that, the New York Police Department did a press conference yesterday after the arrest and talking about how great and how many hours they put in and what a police investigation this is in, and really, breaking their arms, patting themselves on the back. And I'm like, really, who you can thank is a McDonald's worker and a patrolman from Altoona, Pennsylvania, who'd been on the job 6 months. I'm loving it. Those are the people responsible, and I'm sure that McDonald's employee is in for a gigantic reward.
Well, it's $50,000.
They were offering $50,000, the FBI, and then there was another $10,000 initially. Yeah. I want to see this kid, I guess, get the full. Well, I don't know if it's a kid.
Don't you have to give it to him?
Yeah, I guess so.
They're the ones who turned him in.
So we know the public's reaction to the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was pretty wildly pro-shooter. So what's the reaction to the shooter's arrest? Well, because a McDonald's employee turned him in, people have been review bombing at least 3 McDonald's locations in the Altoona area, saying things like, quote, "This location has rats in the kitchen that'll make you sick and your insurance isn't going to cover it." They're also review bombing on Yelp. And then someone did create a screenshot supposedly showing Burger King's X account with a post reading, "We don't snitch."
Wow.
So it really wasn't from Burger King, but somebody kind of created that. So interesting times here these days.
We got a text here. This one says, "I'm glad that the United Healthcare CEO's family is going to get closure, but how many unsolved murders of poor people could be solved if we put this level of resources into them? It has really been a hard reminder that there are 2 Americas."
Yeah.
And there's a point. Yeah, definitely that is a valid point. Money gets you a lot farther in life. It just does. And, you could say life's not fair, but it is a fact. No question.
Yeah. All right. Those are your 3 things.